Borderlands, an action role-playing first-person looter-shooter video game franchise set in a space western science fantasy setting, created and produced by Gearbox Software and published by 2K for multiple platforms. The series consists of 7 games, each with multiple downloadable content packs. Borderlands, Borderlands 2, Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and Borderlands 3, by 2K Australia. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a spin-off based on Borderlands 2's Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep DLC. Tales from the Borderlands is a spin-off episodic graphic adventure game by Telltale Games, and is followed up by new Tales from the Borderlands, developed by Gearbox Software. The series has received critical acclaim and commercial success for its loot-driven multiplayer co-op gameplay and its sense of humor. As of November 2022, more than 77 million copies of Borderlands games had been shipped, with 26 million from Borderlands 2. An additional 5 million copies of Borderlands 3 were sold within 5 days of release, bringing the total series net revenues to over $1 billion. This makes it one of the best-selling video game franchises of all time. A film adaptation of the series was released on the 9th of August 2024. Please excuse any mispronunciations by TTS. The English TTS has trouble with non-English words. But, if you watch entire, you should be fine. If you made it this far, comment Gearbox. And comment your favorite Borderlands DLC. Borderlands 2. Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep is an expansion pack for the 2012 first-person shooter video game Borderlands 2. It was developed by Gearbox Software, published by 2K, and released on the 25th of June 2013, for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. It is set in the tabletop role-playing game Bunkers and Badases, which is the Borderlands 2 derivation of Dungeons and Dragons. The titular Tiny Tina serves as the game master for the tabletop game. Gameplay. Assault on Dragon Keep is an expansion pack from the first-person shooter role-playing game, Borderlands 2. It maintains the main game's science fiction, looter-shooter, and comedic elements, while incorporating elements of tabletop role-playing, including themes from Dungeons and Dragons, and, as a result, creates a concept that integrates fantasy gameplay within a first-person shooter experience. The expansion pack's difficulty is best suited for players who are at least level 30. Assault on Dragon Keep revolves around Bunkers and Badases, a tabletop game derived from Dungeons and Dragons and is tailored for the Borderlands 2 universe. Tiny Tina serves as the game master, while the original Borderlands characters take on the roles of players. Tina herself predominantly narrates the storyline, and her whims often result in the gameplay to undergo spontaneous changing to its mechanics and storyline. Starting at the unassuming docks of potentially little importance, the player embarks on a trek to a village called Flamerock Refuge. As the player approaches the dock, a beautiful sight unfolds, complete with a bright blue sky, a picturesque landscape, and a rainbow floating in the air. However, after Tina realizes the appropriateness of the setting, the atmosphere suddenly darkens and the player is ambushed by skeletons. The player encounters and is quickly knocked down by the first boss, an invincible dragon. In response to the Bunkers and Badases players' complaints, Tina revives the player and instead offers Mr. Bony Pants Guy, a small skeleton, as the first boss. The player's ultimate mission is to go to Dragon Keep and save the queen from the handsome sorcerers and his handsome dragon's grasp. Characters from the main game, such as Torg, Claptrap, Moxie, and Roland, assist the player along the route. Assault on Dragon Keep includes references to popular titles like Dark Souls, World of Warcraft, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. It introduces new enemies, such as a mimic, a creature disguised as a chest, and adds new environmental elements, like replacing ammunition crates with clay jars that can be smashed by the player. Additionally, the expansion pack features recreated assets of the game's chests and vending machines. Some chests now feature icosahedron-shaped dice on top, and the quality of the randomly generated items inside them are directly influenced by the outcomes of the dice rolls. Synopsis. Setting. The expansion is set within a tabletop game played by the original Borderlands characters, with Tiny Tina serving as the game master. This game, called Bunkers and Badases, is the Borderlands universe's equivalent of Dungeons and Dragons. Overall, the expansion centers on Tina's struggle to cope with the death of Roland, the leader of the Crimson Raiders and a close friend killed during the main Borderlands 2 campaign. Tina inserts Roland as a character in the game's campaign, creating scenarios and dialogue for him. Her denial is evidenced by her continuation of bringing him into the game, despite opposition from the other players.